Good morning, everybody. How about we put the BS aside for just a second and talk about the carnivore diet and certain exogenous substances, drugs. So, the inspiration for this video comes from Bobby's Perspective, a vegan channel here in YouTube. Real quick, interesting guy, entertaining videos, well produced, kind of glitzy and grimy at the same time. I don't understand his philosophy at all. It seems like a blend of Christianity, atheism, Buddhism, all these Eastern religions, uh, kind of a hodgepodge of this very scary, to me, New Age philosophy. Maybe I just don't understand it, but if I do, it's completely incoherent and the kid doesn't make any sense. Like in one video, for example, he says that life is suffering, right? Which is, I suppose, Buddhism believes this. For damn sure, Christianity pushes this idea. And he says it's good. Suffering is good because it's like this motivating factor. It gives you a kick in the butt and it motivates you to become a better person, basically, to strive. So he says suffering is good, but then he has another video about morality where he says morality is based in well-being, meaning well-being is good. Now, I suppose suffering and well-being can be good at the same time, but, you know, shouldn't one reign supreme? I'm not sure. It seems very contradictory, you know what I mean? If suffering is good, then, you know, eating animals. What's wrong with eating animals? What's wrong with making them suffer just a little bit after you provide for their well-being for a long time and then, you introduce a tiny bit of suffering and you eat them. Should be okay. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand this new agey philosophy. Anyway, Bobby talks a lot about his new age philosophy in his videos, which is interesting. He does. He's a vegan bodybuilder, which I don't have any interest in. I don't work out. Uh, and then he also, large portion of his channel deals with psychedelics. And I believe he has a video where he cooks up ayahuasca and consumes it. So he's into psychedelics. He does psychedelics. And he has a tendency to call drugs medicine. Question: who takes medicine? Sick people, right? So Bobby, by his own admission, using his own philosophy, logically, believes he's sick. I mean, why take medicine if you're healthy, right? Is it his diet that's making him sick? His vegan diet that maybe hasn't cured him completely, insofar as he still needs to take medicine, meaning he's still sick, right? Must be. So this is what I mean when I say he doesn't seem fully aware of what's going on, because he'll tell you that veganism is awesome and great and the best diet for him, and yet he admits to still being sick on this cure-all, best ever, number one stunner diet. Incoherent, but that is veganism. It's inescapable. You let a vegan talk enough, you'll see how incoherent they are. Is it B12, cholesterol, vitamin A deficiency, neurological problems? I believe so, just my belief. Is it, and this is something that Dr. Natasha McBride Campbell, the creator of GAPS diet, talks about. Is it the lack of these feel good chemicals in our brain, like serotonin, dopamine, that comes from a nutritionally deficient diet that makes people self medicate? In my personal opinion, that is what it is because that has been my experience. So let me put Bobby's perspective on the shelf for now and give you mine. Before I started eating carnivore, I smoked pot maybe 4, 5 times a week. I would use it to kind of wind the day down, relax, and go to sleep shortly after smoking. I didn't always smoke, but I'm not sure if that's because it just wasn't available and it wasn't that big of a deal. But when I did have it, I tended to smoke it. Now I'm no longer, let me put it to you this way, into psychedelics. I mean, now that the rainy season is starting, I could just go up the mountain and out of cow dung, blue bleeders sprout out readily. They're everywhere. So, not a big deal, not that hard to get. Very, very easy to obtain and free. But I don't have the desire to do that anymore. I used to. And I agree with Bobby about mushrooms being an ego killer, and they did make me a better person. I've always said that, but that's because I was sick and they were my medicine at a certain point in my life. But ever since I started eating carnivore, I've had zero desire to self medicate, whether it's pot or anything else. I mean, you know, now that I'm eating carbs again because I believe that's the best way to gain weight after my food poisoning, I'm drinking a little bit of coffee, for example. You know what I mean? Like, am I self-medicating again? Is it? I don't know. I don't know. But after a month of eating carnivore, I lost all desire to smoke pot. I have some, but it's just there. I have no, I don't care for it. It doesn't do anything for me, right? I could obtain psychedelics if I wanted to, but I don't care to, right? I stopped drinking coffee, and it wasn't a big deal for me. I know a lot of people struggle with that. When I'm eating carnivore, okay, right? I guess I'm cheating right now or whatever. But the desire to self-medicate completely disappeared. Now, I understand there might be people whose experience is different, who are eating strictly carnivore and still smoking pot or doing all these other things. But, you know, maybe you're not doing something right. Maybe you have some deeper psychological issues that you need to cope with. Maybe the carnivore diet isn't the perfect diet for you. I don't know, but if you're still self-medicating, um, maybe you're still sick. I don't know. This is just my personal experience and obviously the experience of a lot of people, like Bobby's perspective. He does call it medicine, right? He recognizes the benefits and how it cures him of whatever ills he believes he possesses. And I think there's a lot of truth to what Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride or McBride Campbell has to say. It is our diets, whether it be the standard American diet, it's definitely the vegan diet. I mean, for a lot of people, you see vegans are generally very angry people. And look, when I eat carbs, a good amount of carbs, I get fucking angry. I snap. Like carbs make me angry. I've said this before. Then they make me crabby. And when I start fat burning, I mean my mood is just like so nice and mellow. My energy is just boundless. I don't have these, high spikes of energy where I just want to go, 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 and then I crash and I need to eat more sugar to refuel. No, but my energy is boundless and it's a constant, steady level supply, enough energy for everything I need to do throughout the whole day. Evening comes and I'm not tired. Like I might have sore muscles from working or whatever, but my brain is not tired. I don't need to sleep. I just kind of go to sleep because it's time to go to sleep. I wake up very early and I'm very well rested. I don't need coffee. I don't need any of that stuff. I don't need any stimulants. I don't need any depressants. I mean, I stopped drinking alcohol for all intents and purposes quite a few years ago. Here and there, when I get caught up passing through town or something, and some of the guys are like, hey, hey, David, tómate una cerveza. Ven, ven. I get I get trapped in this nasty net. And yeah, I'll sit down and I'll have a beer or two with the guys, so on and so forth. But I feel awful afterwards. It wasn't that long ago. Some dude brought some wine over, um, kicked his ass out, and we drank his wine. I'm not getting into that story. But anyway, we had some friends come over and we made chivo al hueco, which is goat basically in a hole, literally goat in a hole. And there was also some pastured pork in there. Oh my days. Best meat ever. In my opinion, red meat is overrated, man. That's just my opinion. It's great. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But it's overrated. Pastured pork, in my opinion, apart from fish, and maybe even rivals fish, is the healthiest, tastiest meat for human beings. Eat it. Anyway, there were four of us and we drank 2 bottles of wine. So what did I have? 2 glasses? I felt awful for the next 2 days, right? That's not my medicine anymore. This stuff, when I burn fat, when I eat mostly animal products, I'm all good. I'm healthy. I don't need to self-medicate like I used to when I wasn't eating that way. And I think this is true, at least to a degree, for most people. It's just what I believe. We don't have to agree. But you know, if you gotta keep taking medicine, if you're taking medicine, then by your own admission and your own logic, in your own words, you're still sick, Bobby. You're still sick. And if you ask me, it's your diet. Anyway, that's just my perspective, my own experience on the carnivore diet and as far as drugs are concerned. And Bobby got his own. And I'm sure you have yours just the same. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.